A year or two earlier, writer Eileen Ward had described the writing of poetry in terms of a journey, a battle, a cliff to be scaled. Now he sees it in images of grain ripening, of wine aging, of the sun rising and setting, the flower which must drink the nature of the soil before it can put forth its blossoming. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. Closer to death, nearer to God. Dainty, rollicking, still fragrant, white suits unblemished, mood joyous, unperturbed, free from motherload, not fettering away the sun left to rejoice. Frangipanis fallen from the trees, though just a while away from death. I leave them to their fate as I reach up to pluck the ones fresh. It's for the God's altar, after all, the day needs to be blessed well. I crush a few fallen ones under my feet as they lay flattened, soft undersides crushed. A burst of fragrance rises, a final call for its grace inside. And then I see a wizened man with lines on his face as deep as canals, who smiled with 3 teeth in his mouth as if he'd brought the sun to have a chat. He winged, groaned as he bent on his knees. I stepped back, startled, to give him width. He seemed to want the path, to straddle it. I guess you can choose any place to pray. But he bent low as he picked the fallen flowers off the path and put them gently into his bag. They seemed precious as heirlooms are. In his gnarled hands they shone as jewels. I cried, "Oh, sir, I can pluck the fresh ones for you. I can reach the heights easily enough and pluck the ones with the brightest sheen." He looked at me with a twinkle in his eyes, said, "Those are young, too dizzy to know the glory which flows in their veins. They are like the breeze which caresses and goes. But look at these, the fallen ones, who know the truth that death is near. Their pageant is soft, but they are full, ready to die, ready to give. They will find their peace at the altar now. They know they've been brought from the floor. They would be embraced in every prayer. They are the ones who would be blessed. The ones who see me and let go of their branch, they know the wind's the way. They know life is short. In that journey, in that unknown drift, in that realization that there's life beyond being still, in that gap between risk and exhilaration, they found a meaning, however short-lived. So fallen flowers are the precious ones, the realized, the wise, and much more than God's embrace. They are the ones who give the old man their song. They are the ones who give this old man their song. Haruki Murakami said, "Death is not the opposite of life, but a part of it." Loss is an inevitable part of life. It could be the loss of a pet, the end of a relationship, or loss of a loved one, the loss of a friend, the loss of a child, the loss of a parent, or even our health. No matter the kind of loss, it is never easy. It leaves a yawning crevasse inside our soul. Even if we recover, it's an unfilled pause to our life, a hiatus which often remains one. At such times, to have someone beside us, someone who does not bring words but just presence, a hardened softness, coolest breeze with a depth that is not gravitas but air. Someone who tells us that all relationships are sand and finally sand in the wind. As Rob Liano said, the sorrow we feel when we lose a loved one is the price we pay to have had them in our lives. This is Sunil Bhandari, and you are listening to Uncut Poetry. If you enjoyed this poem, rate it on Spotify or leave a comment on Apple Podcast. And I have a lovely newsletter called The Uncuts, which is like a Sunday dollop of warmth and fun and beauty. Subscribe to it. The link is in the show notes. And if you loved this episode, please do share it with someone you love. See you next week.